Ladies and gentlemen, we have got Jordan Warren, James Clemens Jets boys lacrosse coach. That's a lot to get out in one statement. Hey, welcome to the show, brother.
Hey, thank you, gentlemen.
This is your first time on the show, right?
Yes, it is.
That's what I was thinking.
Got a Braves hat on, so that's always
that's always endearing.
Hey, chop on, everybody.
Yeah, chop on, bro. There you go.
Absolutely. So we're here to talk about lacrosse. It's funny, the over here on this other TV, they've been showing lacrosse stuff all morning long, which is helping us with ideas about what kind of questions to ask, actually. So, except Jay knows everything about everything. He's our local expert,
lacrosse expert.
Whenever we can get him down here. So
I watched the game the other day on ESPN2 or something. They have a shot clock. Is that what it is?
You got a shot clock?
Yeah, Division I has an 80-second shot clock.
You like that? As a player?
As a coach, I do.
As a coach,
we, years ago, to run into the issue where a team would be winning and they just hold the ball.
I remember watching those. They just stand out top, man.
Just four corners.
Pass the ball around.
Keep
four
the ball
corners.
away. So they've been adding rules to keep. I don't want to say keep the scoring going, but keep the game going.
Keep the game going.
So
absolutely.
A few years ago, they added kind of a no over and back like in basketball. So once you set your offensive possession, you can't take it back. And then with the 80-second clock now this year at D1 and Division II level, it's changing teams and how they're playing. They can't just lollygag and sit back. They got to keep going.
Got to get after it.
How long does or do you foresee that happening in high school level? Creeping down, and if so, how long do you think? How long is it usually a rule change in college does it take to make the high school
usually
level?
5 years, probably maybe less. The thing with the shot clock is every field at the college level has to have an actual shot clock brought out, and so at the high school level, that's not really their main focus.
Right.
We're not having an issue of teams stalling the ball or anything at the high school level.
Okay.
So
that's great.
I don't foresee the shot clock coming into high school anytime soon, but
Coach, off air we said you ain't from around here when we heard you talking. You're from Pennsylvania. How'd you end up from Pennsylvania to Alabama?
A big snowstorm.
That's funny.
So I'm from the Amish country up in Pennsylvania, and I joined the Marine Corps, saw the world, did what I want. Ended up going up when I got out to college up in upstate New York, and in 2015, one big snow from Lake Erie, and I was like, no ma'am, I'm going down south. So I was lucky enough to get a job down in Alabama, down with the Georgia Power Company, and then life happens, and I just had the opportunity to move out to Huntsville, and I've been out here coaching lacrosse for 3 years now.
That's awesome.
Excellent.
Congratulations. Good for you.
So, starting the game off.
Yep.
They're on the ground.
The face-off.
Face-off. That's what that's called.
Yes, sir.
They call it in hockey, face-off. So, they drop the ball or?
No. All right, so real quick.
Fill us in. This is lacrosse for dummies.
How many players
here,
on each side?
All right.
Yeah,
so,
we're basics.
Lay it out for everybody.
I can do this. So, starting with, we'll go back to front. You got a goalie, then you got 3 defensemen, you got 3 midfielders, and 3 attackmen. So, it's 10 on 10.
10 on 10, okay.
Wow. Now, your midfielders can go on either side of the field, and your attack and defenders cannot. So, there's always your defense and your goalie, always 4 men on your defensive side of the field. And then to start the game, the ref puts a ball on the midfield line. 2 midfielders get down on their knees. Looks like they're kind of squatting down. Ref blows a whistle, and then, as we say, it's off to the races. It's live ball right then. And what we're really drawn to in lacrosse is the spring sport. Up north, football players play lacrosse in the spring because it's aggressive and it's big. You get good linebackers, good cornerbacks, good safeties out there on defense.
Wow.
and they're getting in any type of conditioning you're worried about getting them in for the fall, they're ready.
That's great.
Because we're running as much as a soccer team.
Oh, absolutely.
So up north, it's not uncommon for football players to play lacrosse in the springtime and then soccer players to not have any players. But down here, soccer is a spring sport, so we're going up against not just baseball but also soccer players.
Yeah.
So getting the numbers out isn't too hard. Lacrosse is a fun sport from anybody who watches it once you understand it. I mean, the hits alone will get you into it.
Oh, exactly.
It's just spreading the game and getting the word out.
Yeah.
Do you have a boys and girls thing?
Yes, sir. We have boys and girls. They all have their each have different rules. I don't want to talk too much about girls lacrosse because I'm not much of an expert on the sport. But men's lacrosse, extremely physical sport.
We're seeing it right here.
Yeah, so, one thing, and I've watched it quite a bit, and I love watching it. It's one of those sports, man. It just draws you in, the physicality of it and just, and the athleticism of it. But, man, I would want to take my stick and just knock the mess out of somebody, because when you're running with the ball and you're constantly trying to, the defender's trying to knock it out, man, it's got to just beat up your arms, your shoulders, your wrists.
Yeah, you are definitely going to be bruised up. If you take a check to the arms or the hands, I mean, it's not uncommon at the high school level for broken fingers or whatnot.
Wow.
The rule of the game is if you have the ball, the defender can hit you as hard as he wants as a man to get the ball out, as long as he's making contact with the stick. So, I mean, at the high school level this year, we've already had, broken sticks on the field, and these are aluminum alloys that you can't just snap. And these boys are breaking them over each other. So there are obvious rules. You have to have a lot of discipline.
Well, that's my next question. As a coach, how do you teach that discipline for the player not to just want to just knock the other guy
bimp somebody? You get knocked down. You can't jump up.
I would honestly say that's where my Marine Corps training can come in. We've had discipline issues, as most new coaches will with teenagers. But the big thing about lacrosse is you have to be disciplined. You have to understand there's a line. Because if you get a player out there that a coach doesn't trust, he could easily take a stick and just whack some kid like you're saying.
Yeah.
And
that's a penalty, though, right?
Oh, definitely. Or an ejection,
or an
depending on how bad it is.
I mean, depending on where you're at.
Yes. I do tell the seniors, hey, you're 18, man. This goes from a penalty to assault real quick if you're too tough.
You could go to jail on this one, brother.
But I just think that's just what you get with just discipline of the guys and coaching how to properly hit. It's just like in football. I mean, anybody can take somebody out aggressively and targeting and all that. So
it's not personal, Sonny. It's strictly business.
Well, Coach, we were talking. There's not a lot of teams around here, so you have to do a lot of traveling.
Yeah, we do a good bit of traveling. I'm lucky enough to have 2 grade students from Athens High School, and now James Clemens. We're slated to get any student who wants to play lacrosse in the Limestone County from James Clemens West. So we get students from Athens.
Okay.
And then
so they can drive. They can register and drive.
Yep. Students can
go to school at James Clemens
their
to play
last
lacrosse.
period or whatever.
That's right. Because we're not state sanctioned varsity sport yet.
Uh-huh.
Really?
Anybody can come out and play for James Clemens from the Athens area. The way Huntsville Lacrosse does it is every public high school, we have 3 public teams, and then Randolph is the private team. Every high school gets slated zoning for different other schooling. So we're trying to raise the numbers up. That's something I'm going to be doing over the next couple of years here.
So and no classifications. I assume with limited teams, right? I mean, like a
1A, 2A, 3A.
Yeah,
right now everybody's just
lacrosse.
All quote club lacrosse team.
Club lacrosse.
Now, is it just rubber? Is it like a tennis ball or whatever that you use?
It is not soft like a tennis ball. It is a solid rubber, almost a little softer than a hockey puck.
Cool. He's gonna
it's about the size of a baseball. And
really?
Yep. It's about the size of a baseball. And I played goalie in college, and it will send you to the hospital if you take it wrong.
Oh,
now
and not much equipment, man.
There's not for goalies. You learn how to make a save right. I mean, you want to talk about goalies. I got a high school goalie who made 25 saves last night in a win.
Wow. That's incredible.
You win a game 6-7, and your goalie's saving 25 shots. That's a remarkable game.
Yeah.
Is he catching them all in the net, or some of them just bouncing off his cranium?
Any time it hits, he's a save. But I'm talking
any way possible, right?
I'm saying he was just making doorstop saves, moving his body, just throwing his stick in front of the ball.
And I assume I assume all lacrosse is the same, but so it's like hockey. You can actually come in from behind the net as well, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So you got to really have your head on the swivel as a goalie.
So there's 10 yards behind the net where the ball can move around.
10 yards. Oh man, I didn't realize
there's
that
enough
deep.
room. So what people like to do, I like to coach it. You bring the ball in the back of the net behind that backspace, and then you got an inverted offense right there. You just toss the ball up to the top,
Oh, wow.
Goal from the back.
What I love about the game is too.
That's not a tennis ball.
It's not a tennis ball, is it? Y'all have for those that don't know, you have plays, and to watch those plays come, to tradition and score is just it's really awesome.
Yeah. So lacrosse is I would say this as lacrosse is the only and true American sport. Now anybody who's a fan of football and baseball can say what they want, but if you know what rugby and rounders is,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it is.
This game was played by the Native Americans.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely.
That's right. Up in Ottawa and Ontario area. And
anybody don't believe me? Watch Last of the Mohicans.
Yeah.
They start playing and they get
no, but you're right about that.
Serious about it.
Yeah.
Oh, how tall and how wide is the net?
The goal is a 6 foot by 6 foot square net.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't realize they were that tall.
That's a lot of room.
It is.
The easiest goal to score on.
Yeah.
And the hardest one to defend.
Yeah.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Because a good goalie shot, say 20 feet away from the net, how fast do you think it would travel? If somebody can really bring it.
Well, the average shot on the team that somebody's going to whip that, going to be faster than somebody going down 65.
Yeah,
we're talking.
That's what I'm saying. Is a goalie is a blink of an eye.
We got one kid who can shoot in the 90s.
Wow. Y'all want to stand?
Yeah, it's one thing to be able to shoot in the 90s, but you got to shoot it at a 6 foot by 6 foot.
Well, yeah, but as the goalie, do you want to stand in front of that?
Stand in front of that 90-mile line.
I wouldn't want to be the goalie.
Hey, yeah. And I remember a few college games being the one in the net, and they're shooting it, and they're just barely missing the net, and you hear it whizzing past your head.
Yeah.
It's like, Coach, they're another goalie that can come in for a moment. I got to go to the locker room.
I got to go clean myself.
I'm not going to say you work with, but do you have kids that – I know we had them on probably a year or two ago, but there's a lacrosse league
society or something, association there in Huntsville.
Association.
Oh, Huntsville Lacrosse Association.
Yeah, those guys.
There we go. Those guys.
Yeah.
Do y'all work with them at all, or
we actually came
part
in
of the Huntsville Lacrosse Association. Recently, Huntsville broke off from the greater Birmingham area. This is our first year as a break-off. So before Birmingham ran all the lacrosse in Alabama.
Oh, really?
So if you wanted to play lacrosse, you had to play their team fees, and they made your schedule. So Huntsville was getting to the point where we're getting enough numbers that this year in 2019 we broke off. So every team in Huntsville, Randolph, Huntsville, Bob Jones, and James Clemens, we play each other twice, and then at the end of the year we do a Rocket City Cup, which is a perpetual trophy, kind of like the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
And then every year you get the team name, not every player, but the winning team name on there.
That's sweet.
So that gives
where do y'all
us
play that at? What field?
That's going to be at Milton Frank.
Is it Milton Frank?
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, how cool. So I asked you earlier about the size of the goal. How wide and is the length of the field? How many yards or whatever?
So the regulations vary, but we use football and soccer field dimensions. So the field can anywhere go from end line to end line, 100 to 120. So if you're playing on a football field, you don't have to reline it. If you're playing on a field with no lines, you can easily set it. So it's 100 yards by 50. Yeah. So it's almost a football.
So it's
field.
Almost. Well, it's a lot of running.
That's a lot of running, guys. That's
somebody's
That's the one thing every player comes after a few days of practice. That is way more running than I thought it was.
I guess those guys stay in shape, don't they?
They need to. They do.
You need to do that, Todd. Get out there and run.
Yeah, no, not this over.
No, I don't think so.
First time when them balls whizzed past my head. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great segment. We want to thank
Coach
Jordan Warren and
thanks, gentlemen.
Who's your friend? Craig?
Just Craig.
Okay. Thank y'all for coming in. Good luck, James Clemens.
We'll have y'all back, man.
Yeah. Got to hear more about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a quick break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.